everyone. How are you guys?
Bonsoir.
So let me show you what I do. I'm gonna just put it up on here. What I do is I put one thing on Facebook. I go live on Facebook about 1:45, about 15 minutes. Because we sometimes have stragglers come in on Facebook. And I direct them to the YouTube. But let me show you what I show on Facebook. So I put up. Hold on. Take that off. And I'm gonna
everybody.
I'm gonna remove me and you, and I'll just show you what I do. What's playing over there. So
on Facebook?
Yeah, this is what's on Facebook. Live on Facebook. So
it just directs them to YouTube.
Yeah. So let me put it all back here. Yeah, because I need to keep hours on.
Munchy Cheese, she's trying to get them watch hours up.
Hell yeah. I'm so close. I'm so close.
Voodoo.
What's he doing?
Talking.
To himself? Or that man in the corner back there?
No, he wants somebody to come turn the faucet on in the bathroom so he can drink water. The other cats have figured out that Voodoo can talk, so they talk to him, and then he
tell him to tell you,
and he tells me, because they haven't quite figured it out yet. They know he can do it though.
Yeah.
So what's going on? What's the topic for today? What are we doing?
Oh, duh! I didn't even say, did I?
No, you came on and started talking about Facebook and everything else, and hey, big boy, what's your wrong?
So I posted, I do the poll in the Facebook group, the Conjure Crew group, and everybody voted. Well, not everybody, but the majority vote was for dream symbolism this week. Actually, it was for last week, but last week we ended up doing a rebroadcast because he listens to, so, she's all that. And she just came right in and did her thing. But, so dream symbolism, what do different things mean? And it's kind of, I had 2 dreams this past week, actually more than that, because I've been having those faces every night since we left the hotel. Every night. They still keep popping back in. But then I had the other one about Elon Musk too, so. And I usually don't dream.
Well, it could be too, like you said, that the spirits were, contacting you, and who knows, you might have picked up a few and brought them back with you.
Oh, I'm sure I did.
Mm-hmm.
I just like, come on home.
Yeah, we stayed in like a haunted hotel Thursday. And that morning Lynna woke up and she was like, I saw a ton of faces, coming out from beyond the veil or whatever. So, she definitely made a connection while she was slapping me in the face. I don't know. She was trying to get the...
I don't believe that happened because I woke up in the same position.
She slapped me in the face twice, y'all.
No.
Twice.
In the same position that I went to sleep in. I was not even facing you.
Bitch slapped twice. And on the first one, she had the nerve to leave her hand still laying on my face.
Pictures, or it didn't happen.
I had to pick up your finger and move it.
Girl.
So yeah, I don't know who you was fighting, but I know I was taking the brunt of it. Bitch slapped. I say, what the hell? When you in a good dream, I was walking through a field and picking lilies and everything, and next thing I know, it was plop. I was like, what happened?
Did you say something about my spouse?
Shit, you for real. Now I know how Chris feels. You weren't even expecting it. That's some hellified shit. That's why they call it a bitch slap, because you wasn't expecting it. But so are you still seeing the faces?
Yeah, I'm still seeing the faces. It's like right in that moment when you're not quite asleep, but you're not awake. It's in that moment, but right before I go to sleep. I guess I'm just going to take it as downloads. I'm just getting downloads.
Well, I mean, even though you could also try to communicate with them too.
Girl, I'm too tired.
Well, I mean, the whole thing about it.
But I've been really tired. And I think that's why I think it's downloads, is because I've been so tired.
But I think we've all been dragging those. So it could be downloads, but it also could just be the season. Because everybody I talk to has just been like exhausted. Mm-hmm. From the allergies and just everything. The energy is just really draining right now. So it could be a little bit, but I would say at some point that you may have picked up some attachments and you may need to try to talk to them and see what they want.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the dead can drain you for sure.
Recorded the experience. Well, we recorded some stuff that happened in the hotel, but we wasn't like recording ourselves sleeping.
Yeah, that's true too. But I wonder, of course, like you say, you're in between dream state and awake. So was it really a dream?
That's true too.
Was it really a dream? Could you have been astro traveling? Are they traveling to you? So, I think here there's so many different levels to connecting with dreams, because you have the light sleep where you're in and out, which could be a dream or it could be literally astral projection, astral traveling. Then you have deeper sleep, lucid dreaming, and then of course, Rob, ask questions, because the symbolism is so interesting. I always dream about water, and water tends to represent emotions in dreams. Sometimes the water is calm, and a lot of times it's very turbulent. So whenever I have a dream that I am in rough waters, I know that means that I have a rough week coming ahead. There's going to be something that I need to navigate with my emotions, because there's going to either be something that pisses me off, some type of miscommunication. So I've learned. And then too, I think we've all had that dream when you're in a house and you're stuck, you're trying to get to different rooms and the house keeps changing rooms, or the rooms keep morphing, or either there's haunted rooms in the house. And in dream symbolism, the house represents yourself. Mm-hmm. So it could be like mental challenges and things that you're going through, feeling discombobulated, feeling out of sorts. So there's certain things that definitely, that when I have dreams about them, it's kind of like, okay, I need to get my head together.
Yeah.
That's a message for me.
Well, that was like, remember I told you about that dream that I've been having since I was like 4, and the one about Wonder Woman. Mm-hmm. Remember that? So I was in a field across from where we lived, and I'm running through like the swamp from these alligators. These alligators were trying to get me, and then all of a sudden Wonder Woman showed up, and me and her both were running through this field to get away from the alligators, and she got me back up to my front door, and then she disappeared. And I went in the house, and the house was completely empty, had cobwebs, like nobody lived there. And then right after that, my parents got divorced, and we all moved out of that house.
So it was really a premonition. But you tend to have a lot of premonitions.
I do. I want the one with Elon Musk to come true.
It could.
But
it could. Or either you're going to get something that is given to you that is of value.
Either that, or it could be a message telling me not to give up on my dreams. Don't settle.
Yeah. Because at the end, you get what you want.
Yeah.
So it could be. Elisa, you're right too. The potty dream. I think everybody has had the potty.
Oh, yeah.
It's shared dreams that we all had. The house, having to pee, go somewhere and pee and you can't pee and you're trying to find, the goddamn toilet. The last time I was in some type of dormitory and all the toilets had shit all over them. And I had to pee so bad. And I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? I can't, sit on this toilet. And then, of course, something was like, wake up, go to the bathroom, get up and go to the bathroom. Also, the reoccurring one that I keep having is I'm in high school. My old ass is back in high school. And I'm not passing my math test. Or either I'm ditching math class because I don't like to do math. And so that is anxiety for me. I know it's anxiety. There's something that's coming up that I have to do that I don't want to do or I feel like I can't do. So yeah, so let's see. Okay, let me read Rob's thing. My second cousin passed and read it online a couple of weeks ago. This is the side of my family where I get the root work of blood. Within a week of asking if I could evaluate the ancestors, precognition has been even more severe, and I'm just having wishful thinking. I know she was in all my dreams right away. Okay, so here's the thing, and I've noticed with people that have passed away, especially at the beginning of COVID, people that I was very, very close to. A lot of them didn't come and visit right away because some of them actually died really fast that they didn't even realize what happened. They had a heart attack or they went into the hospital, they got on the ventilator and they never got off the ventilator. I noticed that my intuition spiked every time somebody died. Mm-hmm. It was almost like something was given to me, some type of clarity. So, and I know, and I'm so sorry for your loss, but I think what the spirits try to do is give you clarity. They also give you sight to understand maybe what happened so that you can, it helps with your grieving process. But I know every single time one of them passed away, something spiked. And here's the thing. I had a few that they were older anyway, so we had already talked about them being on the ancestor altar and if they wanted to give me something to put on the ancestor altar. And they all were like, yeah, we have something that we want you to have. One particular one, she passed away before I could go visit. And I was dreaming about a penguin. And she loved penguins. And so I knew it was her in the dream. And I was like, Mama Sherry, I know you're okay. Because I know she was in a better place. I knew she was all right. And she told me in the dream, she said, but you didn't get the penguin. You didn't get the penguin. And so I was like, she sees that I didn't get it. So in the dream, she was reminding me, you need to go back to the house and pick it up. And I did. But she told me in the dream where it was. You're going to have to go through this, open this drawer, and it's going to be in there. I should have put it out. So in that instance, it wasn't so much a dream. It was a message. She literally came back and she was talking to me in spirit form. And I knew 100% that she was guiding me on where to find the penguin. And when I woke up, I called her daughter and I was like, I'm on my way over because I got to pick the penguin up or else she's not going to be happy. So let's see. If we dream of person, people, animal, then they pass, does that prepare you to help them with the transition? Here's the thing. I really don't feel like a lot of them need help with the transition. I think we need help with the loss.
That's what I was going to say too.
Yeah.
I've had visitation too. And it's more for my own clarity than theirs.
Yeah.
It's their message to me that things, like you were saying, things are okay, or hey Tonya, you need to go get this, or they have one last thing to say, but also to let me know that it's okay.
Yeah. When Yoda passed away, and Yoda died in my arms, and I replayed it over and over that whole week. Could I have done something different? Should I have turned him onto his side? Should I have tried to blow more air into his body? I was beating myself up because, of course, I watched him take his last breath, and everything in me was like, why couldn't I heal that? So he started visiting me, and he was running, and he was playing, and he was with other animals, and he would sit and look at me and wiggle his tail like he was happy, and then he would bark at me to let me know he was still fierce. It wasn't that he needed me to help him transition. He had already transitioned. He was, in fact, he transitioned the way he wanted to, in my arms. But when he came to me in the dream, he did that because he knew I was grieving so hard for him, and I had so much guilt that I could have did something more. So when people come to visit us, I think it's more for us to move on than them, because contrary to thought, a lot of people don't have a problem transitioning. Some may need to be elevated on the other side, but a lot of times once they make peace with it, they're okay.
Yeah, I agree. We had one lady on the show one time asking about a swan in her dream. And I have a workshop, and I have a lot of books about animals, the symbolism of what each animal is. But you have to think too, what does that particular thing mean to you? Just like with the lady sending a penguin to you in your dream, you know, what does that, you had to go beyond finding your lifelong mate to connect it to the woman. So sometimes it's not always what the book says, it's what you know about that particular symbol or animal.
Well, penguins mate for life. So I think in her way, the penguin was to symbolize that I will always be with you.
It could be that too.
Because her husband and her were together forever. He died first, and their thing was penguins, and they chose penguins because they mate for life.
Mm-hmm.
She always, she had all kind of stuff there, but she wanted me to have the penguin. And of course, I know she's always going to be with me. And then like Alyssa said too, like she was saying, her grandparents came to visit her. I think certain spirits come back when we're grieving to nurture us and help us get through it. A lot of times they know it's harder for us to still be here and miss them. Let's see, my cousin had leukemia and was in the hospital months with COVID. Stipulations, the last time she visited, I was giving offerings to the ancestors. Now she is with them. Yeah. And I know it's hard, Rob, and I feel for your loss, but I honestly think death is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Especially for people who are suffering. I've had the honor of being at a few of my clients' last rites and to watch them take their last breath, and there's such a peace that comes over them when they transition. And you hope, that most people will transition like that. And a lot of times they will come back through dreams and let you know. And then of course, I always worry about the people who are brutally murdered, or that the transition is not easy because of what they've gone through. As healers, we pray for that. But you have people that do psychic, what do you call it, for the police department? The ones that I know it's a name for it, that deal with missing persons. And there's one lady that they come to her in dreams. They come to her and they tell her where they're buried, unfortunately how they died. They literally, some of them even give clues to who may have killed them. Now, of course, this woman is very gifted, and I think dream interpretation and then also her vision, kind of blend in together to give her that ability. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people can do it. We probably all could do it if we tuned into it.
Is it a psychic detective or
it's not?
or investigator or
there's a name for it, but she does deal with missing persons. And police departments are starting to be a lot more open to that, because of course they used to think that was kooky. Oh, you dreamed about somebody being in the lake, or you dreamed about somebody being lost in the woods. Now, they have professional people on payroll that's what they do.
Well, that little girl that we were just talking about bodies in the ocean the other day. But that little girl that her parents murdered her, put her in a plastic tub and threw her over the causeway, and she ended up on that little sandbar. A psychic came in and drew a picture. When they found the body, of course they couldn't, they couldn't make heads or tails of what the girl looked like. And the psychic came in and she drew a picture, And then the grandmother came in and brought the exact same photograph of the picture the lady drew.
There's a lot that definitely get the info through dream, lucid dreaming, interpretation, where they're in the midst of the action. There's some that even are there when they say the person was killed. They connect with that energy. Kind of goes back to, though, astral traveling or projection, maybe going to a different realm in a different time. There's so many different ways that you maneuver in dream state. That is really interesting. Let's see. Have you always wanted to know what snakes chasing you mean in the dreams? Whenever I see snakes, that's haters, that's envy, that's enemies. I don't like snakes, and typically enemies come to me as black snakes. Yeah, like I will see them, they run through everything or whatever. So it can be snakes. Some people say too that snakes can be transformation because they shed their skin. You might be getting ready to go through a major transformation, a rebirth.
Snakes also symbolize another woman.
Yeah, that's true too. That is true. And if she's if the snake is chasing her, it could be an enemy, or it could be that she has a major change that's coming in her life and she's not ready to make that change yet. Right. She's not ready to shed that skin. Now, if the snake got lipstick on it, yeah, that's another woman. That's another woman. Okay, they work 2 high-profile cases, open cases with the state police. It takes you to a whole other level morally and ethically. Yes. Especially with people, because Jenny Lee is somebody I used to follow a while back. In fact, I took her mediumship class. Parents that lose their children and they don't know where their body is, and I can't even imagine that. I can't even phantom that, not being able to bury your child. But she got into it because a friend of hers' daughter was murdered, and they caught the guy, and he would not tell them where the daughter was or anything. No information. He wanted the parents to suffer. And Jenny was the one that literally connected with the energy and found the little girl, but it was in dream state. She found her, and they were able to reclaim the body and then give her a proper burial.
Yeah, my friend Tess, Tessa Luna, she does that. She's an attorney. She's psychic, but she was an attorney, and she also worked for the police department as well.
Oh, Nancy said I can't see it on Facebook. Nancy, she's not showing it on Facebook. You have to click the link to go to YouTube. Let's see. I dreamed I was surrounded by a ton of snakes trying to get away, but they weren't trying to attack me. For you, this could be social media. Dealing with a lot of people that are hating on you, have issues with you, and maybe they are not attacking, or they're not a problem. Sometimes I've seen multiple snakes around me where they're all just looking at me. And to me, that's like people just watching me on social media. They're not trying to bite me. They're not trying to do anything. They're just all looking at me. So I guarantee with you, it's probably social media. If a snake bites you, it means someone cursing you. I have heard that. I also heard too that you never take food from anybody in a dream either. But it's interesting because I had a Native American man one time come in my dream, and he told me that I was sick and I needed to have this herb. And so he poured it in a can of Dr. Pepper.
Oh, he poured it. Drink it if it's in Dr. Pepper.
he knew I wouldn't drink it if he put it in water or anything else. But when he poured it in that can of Dr. Pepper, I was like, sir, all right, I will drink it. And I felt better the next week. So I don't necessarily, I think it's interpretation on how you perceive the dream and also who comes to you in the dream. But it used to be old root workers would say if an enemy is feeding you in a dream, that they're cursing you. Let me see.
Yeah, colors are a big deal.
Yeah, day and night. That's true too.
When I have premonition dreams, I tell Tonya because I want to witness. So people don't think I'm crazy when 2 years down the road it happens.
I put it in my dream journal and dated. I mean, 9/11, a ton of people had dreams about airplanes crashing into buildings years before 9/11 happened. They never acted on it. They thought it was a horrible dream. And then lo and behold, a lot of them that wrote in their journals literally detailed everything that happened. So premonition is spirit giving you a heads up. So I always write that down. Maybe because you had a dream about a train crashing. I was going to take a train.
I heard it.
Yeah. And I was going to take the train in May to New York, back to Boston. And I was like, nope, don't think I'm getting on the train.
Well, I haven't heard of a train crash happening yet. But remember when I was telling you about New Orleans? About the argument and everything that happened. And 2 years later, it took 2 years. But everything happened exactly the way I dreamed it.
Yeah. I always say keep a notebook or a dream journal. Sometimes I have a record app on my phone, and sometimes when I'm half awake, I'll just go ahead and hit it and start talking. Sometimes it's just gibberish. I'm blah, 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 blah. And then sometimes it'll be like, you're moving into a new house because you didn't pay the bill on such and such. And then I'm like, damn, I think I did miss that bill. Or either I'm more conscious to pay that bill in the upcoming months because I may miss the bill. So it could, premonition definitely, or your spirit guides, your ancestors giving you insight. Maybe you don't need to be in that area. Maybe you don't need to take that train. Maybe you don't need to date this person. I've always seen things before they happen. What freaks me out is seeing the past. But that's your spirits. Here's the thing. I feel like when you ask for your spirits to show you things, they will show you things. And for a lot, they don't just come sit on the bed and talk to you. They do it in dreams because they're not trying to freak you out, because we tend to accept dreams a lot easier than our grandmother walking through the door who's been dead 15 years telling us something. So they come in dreams so that you're not so, you're not afraid of it.
I do want to say too, though, that sometimes dreams are just a dream.
That could be true. Yeah. I think if you have anxieties and stresses in life, do you have anxiety dreams? Yes. But I think subconsciously dreams are always trying to tell you something. Now, I had a dream about Jason Momoa, and he definitely said he was not getting back with Lisa Bonet. He said that I was a little bit too old for him, but he would try to look for me in the next life. And I was like, yeah, cool. Try to catch me when I'm about 20, 21, and we can have something in. And I woke up from the dream. I was a little disappointed. I mean, when he told me I was too old, I was a little disappointed, but we're going to try to find each other early on in the next life. Now, somebody said having a dream about finding a puppy in your garage. Sometimes too, dogs represent friends.
Yeah, because they're your best friend.
Yeah, friendship and things like that. So there may be a friend that instead of the puppy needing help, you may have a friend that needs help.
But doesn't want to ask for it.
Yeah, subconsciously, it may be them, asking for help, and you're just, connecting with it. Let me see. Okay. Oh, she said, I agree. I have meaningful dreams, and then I have some that don't make sense at all. I always, to be honest, the stuff that doesn't make sense tend to be the ones that I pay more attention to. Because it's like, did I miss the message? Did I miss something in it? Sometimes I'll notice that the symbolism is backwards for me. Like I'll have to flip it for it to make sense. But it depends on how deep you go with it. If it's just, you're walking in the field and the wheat is blowing and you're singing to the sun or whatever, it could just be that maybe you're feeling happy or you're feeling good. I don't know.
Yeah.
So like everything right is not so deep. He can find me now. I'm going to stay with my. Oh shoot, Nancy, what you say? You gonna make it work? You gonna make it work? I'm trying to think of the reoccurring dreams and sharing dreams. My sister, my mom, and I always have a dream about all of us being in this one particular house. Um, and the rooms, the doors are not closing properly, or the rooms are in disarray. And I think a lot of times that could be our relationship with each other. And we share it because I'll talk about it, and then my mom will be like, "Yeah, I had that same dream," and then my sister will be like, "I was there too." And of course, we live in 3 different houses, but we all shared that dream. And I think it was because there's a dynamic in the relationship that needs to be fixed.
Yeah, because I've been asleep and heard my mom call out to me.
Mm-hmm.
Heard her call my name, and it was right at a time that something traumatic happened, and she was scared. It didn't happen to her, but she was scared. And so you do communicate with each other while you're asleep.
Well, I believe that family definitely has telepathy. I 100% believe that you can communicate with your family members, and possibly close friends. I mean, even cats, animals.
Yeah. Especially kids. When your kids get hurt, I mean, you don't even have to be dreaming. Your kids get hurt, I get sick to my stomach. I feel like somebody punched me right in the stomach, and I know something happened to my kid.
Yeah, it really is. It's a connection. It is a connection. Let's see. Dreaming of cat in your dreams.
It depends on what the cat's doing, what kind of cat it is. Is it,
And here's the thing. Cats can actually teleport. I don't know if dogs can, but I know cats can. And here's how I know this. Remember when I told you
about Sophie?
No, it was Voodoo. Voodoo, when we first got Voodoo, Voodoo is a talkative cat. I mean, literally. And he has trained me to understand his cat talk. I know what it means when I want to go outside, when I want to eat, when I want you to turn the faucet on, when I need you to move over on your side of the bed. I know everything that he's saying to me. The particular night I was tired and he was just in my room. And I was like, okay, no. So I put him in the laundry room because I was like, I'm going to get some sleep, Voodoo. So I'm sleeping, and 3:00 in the morning, I stretch my arm out and I feel this thing of fur. And of course I was like, Voodoo is in the bed, and I'm rubbing him in my sleep or whatever and patting him and all that. And so the next morning I wake up and Voodoo's in the laundry room.
Yeah, you asked Jazz.
So I said, did somebody let Voodoo out last night? They were like, no, he was in there crying all night. No, Voodoo was in my bed. He was in, I know it was him because I opened my eyes up enough to see orange fur. Some kind of way he teleported. And if you research it, you'll have so many people that have stories of cats that will be in one room and show up in another room. And then you go in the other room and they're sitting in that room. And I don't know how they do it. And I know I sound crazy as fuck, but I am not the only person who has experienced it.
Well, Spooks used to come visit you too.
Spooks, when Spooks died, Spooks would, and Spooks will still, I hear him meow. Every now and then I will get a glimpse of a black cat walk through my room. So yeah, he does come visit. Let's see. Chaz friend and I shared a dream with each other. I don't know him from a can of paint, and we had a whole conversation. It was in the same place at a music industry. Oh wow, that was a connection. And you didn't even know him. That's interesting. Let's see. I had a dream recently where I was holding a baby and it turned into a baby shark, and I was still holding on to it like a baby. Babies tend to mean new beginnings too, but that could be that you're afraid of a new beginning, giving birth to something, something new starting up. Mambo Sierra has a lot of dreams with babies that either die or turn evil too. And sometimes that is being afraid of change, something new that's coming in. Let's see. Joy comes in his human form. Sometimes he keeps me up because he has full conversations, especially with familiars. Familiars can definitely shift. Shishi's familiar. Sophie came to me in a dream as an old woman with gray hair. She was beautiful. She sat and she talked to me. I had no idea who she was. And then she told me her name was Sophie. And I told Shishi, and she goes, Sophie is an old woman with gray hair. So I don't know why she showed herself to me, but familiars definitely will do that. Let's see. I believe that my cat that passed away jumped on me last week and woke me up. I felt and knew it was her. Yes. Yes. They do come back and visit. They do. When Yoda passed away, it was probably the second week I was in the bathtub and I was thinking about him, and a bath bomb, those little, bath bombs. It was a round one that was on a shelf nowhere near the bathtub came flying into the bathtub. And I looked up and I laughed because I knew it was him, because he was letting me know that he was there. Okay, you're not crazy. I said that cats are connected to the other side. They are, and they travel very easily. Let's see. Cats are halfway in, halfway out. Metaphysical beings. The use of black cat bones and conjure. True. Yeah. She's an old white woman with gray hair. And I was like, who are you? And she was just talking. And I was like, I have no idea who you are. And she goes, Shishi knows me. And I was like, okay. And that's when I talked to Shishi, I messaged her. I said, this old white lady with gray hair came in and told me she was Sophie. And she was like, that was Sophie. Makes you wonder why a familiar would show itself to another person. But I felt like something was about to happen, that Shishi was going to need some help. And we were right. She needed something. Something did happen and she needed support. So her familiar was getting other people around her ready to step forward.
Somebody at the very beginning said they dreamed about sigils.
It's interesting because spirit will give me protection things too. Like, you need to draw this on under your mat. You need to draw this on your door. And I believe that those are your ancestors and your spirit guides. But they give you ideas for businesses. Nika has a ton of spirits that come to her. That's why Nika be having 50 million businesses going. Because her spirits be like, Nika, do this. Nika, do that. Nika, come over here and do this. Nika, look, get some money to do that. Take this class, Nika. Nika be trying to do everything. I'll be like, look.
In line. Make a line.
Yeah, I'm like, look, y'all. It's only 24 hours in one day. One thing. That's all I got the energy to do. But they be all over Nika. Let's see. I learned about cats from an actual children's movie. Caroline, the cat said that they are able to easily travel all the planes. Yeah. I don't know if dogs can do it as readily because I haven't seen the same thing with dogs. But cats, I have noticed that when I think they're in one room, sitting next to me, looking at TV, and then I hear somebody scratching in a litter box, and then I go and there's nobody in the house because the other ones are outside and that one is sitting next to me. So I'm like, who just used the litter box? And then Amelia would look at me like, what you talking about? But they know. A black cat just came running towards me, eye to eye contact, and kept on going. I believe it. Let me see. Yeah, then I be trying to do it all. Yeah, Nika, you need to tell them, look, you need to be like me. I can only do one thing.
Yeah.
I can only do one thing because they be all on Nika. Let's see. I developed a fear of alligator and crocodiles after they came on in dreams. It was so severe I could not say hi. Then on TV, it was when I first being drawn to voodoo. That's interesting. That is interesting. I don't think I've ever met an animal in my dream state that has made me become afraid of them. I don't like snakes. So snakes to me in my dreams just irritate me. They're, like, why are you here? Why, they irritate me. But Damballa, who is a white snake, came to me in a dream, and I was not feeling him. I was not. And I was like, if you come to me in snake form, I'm not going to feel you.
It wakes me up.
We had a whole conversation. And I noticed too, whenever I get really, really tired, I dream of vampires. And vampires tell me that I'm letting people suck me dry. Whenever I start dreaming about vampires, it means that I'm giving somebody way too much energy and I need to pull back. And I can go back in and pinpoint who it is and cut it off. I think sometimes spirit hits us with things that what we gravitate towards. We create our own symbols. Like vampires may mean something completely different to somebody else. But when I dream about them, it's an energy vampire. How did I deal with him as a snake? We had to come to Damballa moment. And he was an anaconda. He wasn't no little garden snake. He was an anaconda. He was like as tall as a building. And he wanted me to follow him somewhere. And I was like, bro, you need to grow you some legs and put some hair on your head. I can't do you as a snake. And I know he was irritated with me in a dream, but I was like, if I'm having a hard time doing this with you right now. And he slithered on. He was a little irritated with me. He slithered on because I wouldn't follow him. Some Africans see Damballa as a man with two legs walking. And I have not seen that version of Damballa before. This is the first time I've ever had him actually come into a dream as himself. But yeah, it was a little bit intense for me. He was a big ass snake. Maybe if he had came as a little snake, I might have been able to do it, but a big one, I couldn't do it. Dreaming of a cat pooping and the poop's jumping around and one jumps on you. The cat poop jumps on you or the cat jumps on you?
Honestly, and I could be wrong, but I think it's just a random question.
Here's the thing. I clean the litter box every goddamn day. Cat poop would not deter me. If I had a dream eating cat poop, that would make sense to me.
Well, because I bought a litter robot, so it's eating the cat poop. I never have to touch the cat poop.
Jazz wants me to get one too.
I love it.
We shall see, because I'm up to my ears in cat poop. Okay, I once dreamed that someone's ancestors were standing at the door arguing. They were arguing about who was going to save the person. The door opened and the person floated out with a bunch of water. Well, the water is definitely a connection where there was some emotions that were in play. But I wonder if the person was not in tune with their emotions or if there was a disconnect. The ancestors, sometimes I think whenever ancestors go to other people, it's because the person is not open to hearing what they have to say.
Could it also be something that actually happened when, because a lot of the slaves were dumped overboard and maybe they couldn't save that person?
Could be the symbolism. Yeah. But it looks like that maybe they were trying to save the person and either the person wasn't allowing it to happen. And maybe they were thinking Nika could talk to the person and open them up.
Yeah. Oh, okay. A Viking and a Southern Belle.
Oh, the cat poop was jumping all over the place. That wouldn't even faze me. Like I said, with the cat poop.
I imagine them as the little cartoons that used to come on before the movies at the drive-in. Just running around, got little arms, little legs.
That would make me think that I was going to have a shitty day the next day, though.
Yeah.
A bunch of cat shit all around me. I would be like, I need to get up and cleanse.
Yeah, either that or that you need to clean the cat box.
Yeah, which I do need to do that. So, yeah, maybe even her saying this comment is the message for me that when I get off of this, I need to go clean all the cat poop.
Yeah.
That could be my spirits bringing that up, though, because I do need to clean the litter box. Okay, what if you have a recurring dream throughout life that you were in love with this person, but in the dream and reality, you don't know them?
From a can of paint.
Here's the thing. There are soulmates and spirit connections that do come to you in your dreams. A lot of people, and there's documentation of this, a lot of men and women have seen their future husband and wife in a dream prior to meeting this person. That's why you, in all these romantic movies, the line is, I've dreamt about you my whole life, and here you are. Because in some realities, that does happen. Soulmates do it a lot. Some people say twin flames, but I really don't. There's not a lot of documentation that twin flames have dreamt of each other. But you hear it more with soulmate connections. I dreamt of you. Or you'll have that ex that was a soulmate that you're trying to get rid of, and they keep coming in your dreams. Some people can astral travel. I remember when I was dating this guy in Tobago, there's a spell that you write their name on a piece of paper in red ink, and you put it under your pillow, and before you go to sleep, you think about visiting them, traveling to them, because if you're going to astral travel, you can definitely pinpoint where you want to go. So I did it, and we were on the beach and we were walking, and we were doing some other unsavory things on the beach that I can't really mention on here. But
did that person's name start with a B?
With a B?
B, yeah.
Well, you know, I was in my B stage for a few years, so all of them were literally all of them were Brian. I don't know what the hell that was having to do with that either, but they all were named Brian. All the exes are named Brian. But the next day we were talking, and he was like, I had this crazy dream that we were on the beach and we were walking on the sand and the sandbar, and I was like, yeah, I visited you, boy. I did some things to you in your dreams, and I knew I astral travel. But for some, you know, you have people that can literally come and take advantage of you in your dreams. You know, if you have people that are very good at astral projection or traveling, I had an old man one time that I was taking a meditation class from, and I thought he was really, really nice. He was probably in his 70s. And I remember one day after the class, he talked to me and he goes, oh, your bathroom is so pretty. You know, I love the mauve and the purple that you have in there. And it made me kind of go like, because he had never been to my house.
Yeah.
And he goes, you know, and I know you love your bubble baths and things like that. And then I was like, dude. And then I felt violated.
See, it wasn't me nor Jazz. Maybe it was him using your towel.
Could have been, but
I felt so bad that you blamed Jasmine for that.
Well, it's all right. It could
the whole time. At least you know I washed my hands.
Well, there you go. It could have been Montreal though, but it was creepy. It was really creepy that he did that. And then I think after that he visited me in my dream and he was masturbating, and I stopped taking his class. I cut ties with him because he had formed a link and he was coming into my dreams. He was coming into my space. And there are a lot of people that can do that. I mean, a lot of you too can definitely travel in people's dreams. Even your enemies.
It is a violation.
It is.
But I've dreamed about you. Sometimes my dreams are not clear and they're more like a vision, just a flash. Because remember, it's been years ago, and I asked you, do you need to shave your armpits? And you were like, no, I'm letting it grow, getting ready to have them waxed. But I was like, I dreamed about that. I don't know why I was dreaming about your armpits.
Probably because you had come over here and you was being nosy and you saw I had some hairy pits.
But I hadn't been over in probably a week or two at that point.
Yeah,
but I dreamed about it, and it was like, why am I dreaming about armpits?
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people, especially in the spiritual community, and we've seen this more so from men. Are there women that can do it too? 100% yes. But there were a lot of spiritual so-called leaders that were violating women sexually in their dreams.
Oh, wow.
Because they were doing that. I mean, and of course, it's a violation. You know, a lot of times you got to be very, especially if you're dealing with people that can do that, you have to be very discerning, and also put protections up around your bed and your rooms and things like that, so that, you know, even with mirrors, there's no big mystery. I don't keep them in my bedroom at all, because I don't like anybody being able to walk through them. And you have some magicians who can, definitely who can.
I only have 2 mirrors in my entire house, and that's the ones that came in the bathroom.
Yeah, you know, I think so. Well, 3, the one in the hallway and the 2 in the bathroom. But other than that, yeah, I don't keep them. I do not keep, because I've seen things walk through them.
Yeah. The one behind you.
Oh, yeah. This is 4. So 4 of them. But this one is just, you know, to bounce back energy.
Mm-hmm.
But even with this, sometimes at night I'll pull the curtain and cover it up. But, you know, of course, I seal them with sigils and Florida water and all that stuff like that. But I don't like them. We had a house when I was married that had this big wall size closet that was mirrored.
Oh, yeah, I remember
in our bedroom. And I would wake up in the middle of the night and see things going in and out of it. And it just freaked me out. In fact, I bought a curtain. And at the time, Richard was like, what the hell are you doing with the closet thing? And I was like, I don't like it. And I kept putting the curtain up. He kept taking the curtain down because he didn't understand. He thought I was flipping out.
Oh, no, he wanted to watch it while y'all were having sex.
Girl, I don't know why. Shit, I was doing all the work. Maybe that was it. I was putting on the show. Might as well ask Devin to your house and watching you. Yes, Nika. Yes, he was. And it creeped me out. I stopped going to the meditation class because I was like, he had no respect. And if he was doing that to me, it made me question how many other women in there that he was violating that, you know, might not have said anything to him. But yeah, it was horrible. And he was good. He was really, really strong. But
did you say something to him or just cut him off? Stop.
No, I told him.
Oh, okay.
I told him. When he came in my dreams, the bathroom thing creeped me out because I was like, he's astral traveling to the bathroom. And then when he said the bubble bath, I was like, he's watching me take baths. And at first I didn't know how to deal with that. And I was like, you know what? I'm just kind of, because I liked them as a teacher. I was going to I'm going to let that kind of go. But then when he came into my dreams and he was trying to do more, I was like, okay, yeah, no, we got to cut this. Let's see, my ex would show up in my dreams, but some would be spiritual messages, but I strongly disliked him being there. Mm-hmm. Dreaming of finding bees in your bed. Oh, that sounds so uncomfortable. What would that be? Being uncomfortable, feeling that you can't be comfortable in a situation?
That, or the first thing that came to me was that bees are hive animals. Maybe there's too many in and out of the bed. Or maybe it's telling you that the person you're with has too many people in and out of their bed. Because you know they live in hives.
That's interesting. Let me look at that because I don't think I've never dreamt about a bee.
Bees also work together.
Let's see. Dream about bees in your bed. So we got emotional harmony, hive animals or hive insects, too many people in her energy, in her environment that could be stressing her, or even wanting to have more of a social life, being lonely and wanting more people to be connected to you.
This one says that bees are about fertility. This is a time of fertility and strong sexuality. Extract honey while the sun shines. Be creative in as many ways possible. Yeah, Nika's right too. It depends on the bee type. Is it a honey bee? Is it a killer bee? Or
yeah. But they say it could be work-related pressure. It seems to connect with social. Your social, how people see you, wanting more people. If you're lonely, having problems with people that you work with, you can't get comfortable.
Well, because they all live together, they all work together.
Yeah, so you hit it right, hive mentality. So something that maybe she's dealing with that is either she's not being included in, or she's overwhelmed with it. And like you say, whether is it a honeybee, are these nice people that you're feeling you're working with, or is it killer bees where you have to watch your back with some people that you're dealing with? Let's see, what are some protections to put around your bed? Salt, a bowl of rice. In hoodoo they always say, when the hank comes to get you at night, and that's with any spirit, that they're OCD. So if you put a bowl of rice, before they can mess with you, they have to count all the grains of rice in that bowl, and then they get tired and they go somewhere else.
Leprechauns are like that too.
Yeah, but I put whole nutmegs under my pillow because it deters the dead. My windowsill, my head is against that, so I salt my windowsills and put iron nails to try to keep out, more malevolent energies.
Yeah.
But salt.
I put a bowl of salt with an egg on top of it.
Yeah, and that's cleansing too, because it draws out a lot. But typically, some people just sprinkle salt around their bed, or if you cleanse out your whole room, clean it out, open windows, doors, and then I salt the window sills and the door sill.
You could draw a sigil on your bed, or just do the 5 dots with some kind of protection oil. I'm talking about the 5 dots, right?
No.
Like on a dice. It's got one in each corner and one in the center.
Oh, okay.
So you could do like the 4 bedposts, and then right in the center under your bed.
I had a client that she drew a sigil on her mattress pad, the cover, and it's right in the middle of the bed, and then she puts her sheets over it. So, I mean, of course, there's a lot of different ways that you could get creative.
Yeah.
Okay, Kwani, one more question. Kwani, you can ask as many questions as you want, babe.
Right.
One more question. We're learning with you. So no, ask away. One more question. I promise I will slow down. I dreamt of my mother walked through a mirror, and I remember you guys said the mirrors are portals. They are. I've seen spirits that will walk through. I remember being at a funeral home one time, and they were late. It was CP time, color people time. If y'all don't know what that is, black people being late, not showing up on time. And it was weird because before I even thought it, I heard this woman start laughing, and she said, they on CP time. They can't even be ready for my own funeral. And I was like, why am I hearing this? And I was trying to play it off, but I was feeling real uncomfortable. And this older lady walked through the mirror. She had on this pink flowered dress. She was really cute. She had a little hat on. And she was just shaking her head at me. And she was like, you always on time. And I am. I actually get places early because I hate being late. And I was thinking, how she know that I'm always on time? When they opened the door, not to our funeral, but to the one that was next door, homegirl was laying in the coffin in her pink outfit with her hat on. 2 minutes earlier, she walked through the mirror and was talking to me. And I remember like, oh, okay. I'm a spray down with some Florida water when I get back to the car. But yeah, she straight walked through the mirror. She got tired of waiting for them. She was bored. So she came and talked to me, and then she went back through and I guess got back in her body or did whatever she did. And that was years ago. And even then, I still had mirrors in my house because I hadn't connected with it. But when we had that house with the big one and I saw things coming in and out, I was like, yeah, no.
I haven't seen them come in and out, but I have seen shadows in mirrors.
Well, a lot of them,
Not the shadow people, but shadow people. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because they will. Sometimes if you go in the bathroom at night at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and you got to pee and you don't turn that bathroom light on, you will see things that are going like this because they're looking. They're looking. There are some that know how to walk through, or they're strong enough to walk through. And then there's some that they haven't quite figured it out, or they're not strong enough to do it. Now, there are certain workers, because I had a reading one time where this lady was telling me that something was attacking my son and it was walking through the bathroom mirror, and then it would go back through, but somebody sent it. So you have magicians and workers that do mirror magic that can send things through mirrors. And when she told me that, I realized that I hadn't sealed the bathroom mirror up, the main one up.
Mm-hmm.
And so I promptly went in there and sealed it up. But yeah, sometimes you'll see a ton of shadows.
Rob saying going back to protection for your bed is a pair of scissors with mugwort. And Alyssa's saying she uses holly thistle above her bed. And Nancy says she's just going to buy a whole 50-pound bag of rice to put under there. Keep them busy all the time.
Nancy said they going to be counting to kingdom come. Nancy going to be gone, reincarnate. They still going to be counting rice.
She done went to sleep and woke up before they're done.
There's a lot of plants that the dead don't like that you could put. I mean, rosemary, snake plants. There's certain things, and I mean, you can Google, things that you even would plant around your bedroom window or whatever, rose bushes, things like that make it difficult. Anything with vines that spirits have to kind of try to maneuver. A lot of them don't have patience. They really don't. If it takes them a long time to do whatever they're trying to do, they're like, they can go to the next house where these people are wide open.
Yeah.
So,
I think it might be interesting if you knew who was visiting at night and you put a plant or an herb that they were allergic to. I'd be interested to see how that worked out. It's like, okay, come on in. I got some pollen for you.
I mean, honestly, I wonder too, like you said, how would that affect them in the physical once they crossed over? Would they still have the same, aversion to it? Would be interesting.
They woke up with a swollen face the next day, and you're like, got you.
Let's see.
Leave out a plate of shrimp.
And try to get them to have a reaction to it.
Yeah.
Let me see. She said that the planet saw her as, they see you as an infant. You may have a connection with, alien life forms. If you haven't got the reading, the starseed reading from Chaz the Seer, you might want to look into that, because you could be connected to, this could be another life that you're recalling, and they're talking to you. Sometimes spirits will come through and try to remind you of who you were, who you are in this lifetime. Vake, how did you seal the bathroom mirror? I wipe my mirrors down with Florida water and holy water. I pray over them. And then sometimes I might make the sign of the cross for me, because I was raised Catholic. There are certain people that will take oil and draw sigils, or take Florida water or ammonia and draw sigils on the mirror and close it off and pray. I tend to put crucifixes on the other side of the mirror. So anything that's looking, all you're going to see is a big ass cross that has already been anointed and prayed. But I do a lot of overkill when it comes to protection.
So Rob is also saying wash with ammonia.
Yeah. Really too. I mean, if you go to the church and get holy water that's been prayed over through the church, you wipe your mirrors down with it. Yeah, you ain't got to worry about too much coming through. You really don't.
Chaz the Seer.
Yeah, Chaz the Seer. You can find him on IG. I think it's Chaz_Seer. And then he's also on Facebook. Let me make sure.
Does he have a business page on Facebook?
Yeah, Chaz the Seer. Okay, no, just type in Chaz the Seer on IG. CHAZ the Seer. SEER. Yeah, snake plants are really good for protection. If you can put one on the front and the back door. Of course, ivies, rose bushes, rosemary. Let me see, what else am I growing? I have sage all around the front. Of course, I'm using a lot of my herbs and my workings and things like that. But if you have a house, start growing some protection herbs around your house. Make it a fortress. I have a field behind me that has blackberries, and so there's thorns. There's a whole vines with thorns and everything. So
Nettle.
I'm protected on that side.
I remember I used to get into the nettle plants, like just running, outside playing and getting that nettle. It'll eat your ass up. But my grandma always had nettle.
It will eat your ass up though. But okay, don't be scared. Here's the thing. A lot of people that have mirrors don't notice anything walking through, any issues with them at all, because they're not looking for it. And a lot of these spirits don't want to mess with you. They're not going to cause you harm. It's just that they walk through. They don't need a mirror. There's some that literally can already flow through your house. When COVID first hit, I had so many dead walking through the house. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because they were confused. So they were just walking through and I was seeing them. And it was like, okay, the door is closed and here's somebody standing in the kitchen. And it was like I wouldn't see them, like they were transparent.
A shadow.
Yeah. But I would see them. And then I remember one night I was looking at TV and this man was sitting on the other side of me looking at TV. And I was like, you do that double take because you see them out the corner of your eye. But don't worry about it. If you don't deal with them that way and they haven't hurt you yet, then they're not going to try to hurt you. But when you do deal with people who are evil and they're workers, there are certain things that workers can do with mirror magic. So if you are a worker, you need to be at least, research it.
Yeah.
Don't leave yourself wide open because sometimes workers look for a way to get into your house. If your plants and stuff start dying outside, typically that's your house taking a hit. Something's trying to get in, it can't get to you, so it's killing everything outside, which means that then you really need to up your protection inside. My house is a fortress. I really try to keep a good barrier on it. Every now and then, those spirits that just want to walk through, they don't cause me any harm.
Yeah. Like those ones that follow me home from the hotel.
Yeah. Not everything is out there to get us, though,
I think they just when they know that ability is open in you, put it that way. Not that you're open, but that the ability is open. I think they want company. Sometimes they just want company.
Yeah.
Because nobody pays attention to them.
I think the whole thing, like you say, is if I died and I knew that somebody could communicate with me, I would want to visit them, especially if I maybe needed to say something. Maybe my kids need to find some paperwork or something. So there could be reasons why they visit. When you do readings and everything like that, you're opening yourself up. You are the portal. So a lot of times spirit will come to you because we're asking spirit messages. So I don't know. As long as they're respectful, I'm respectful. But I do cleanse every week. So if they don't need to be here, then they got to go. Okay. I was told in a dream to be a mirror. What does that mean? I don't know.
It depends on the situation. Because I was thinking I do a lot of romance readings. And you tell people, be the person that you want to attract.
Well, that's what I'm thinking too. Maybe it's like be authentic. See yourself for who you really are.
Yeah, that could be too.
Be transparent. I don't know. I think if you, like Lynna was saying at the beginning, if you look at what the mirror does, what are the attributes that it does, then maybe you'll figure out what it means to you.
Well, it's a reflection. And so if you want to attract a certain type of person to you, then you need to be in a situation or be the type of person that you want to attract.
Or maybe you just need to see yourself for who you really are.
If you want to attract a doctor, why are you acting like you homeless? A doctor is not going to necessarily talk to somebody that, you know, don't bathe and wear the same thing for 2-3 weeks in a row. You know, you have to project out and be a more sophisticated person, a more knowledgeable person. Go to the bars that the doctors hang out at. I mean, you know, you have to put out what you're wanting to bring in.
Well, I think you hit it on your head, like projection.
Attraction.
Yeah.
Put out what you want to bring in.
It could be. You know, when in doubt, sweets, ask your ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times when I don't understand a dream, the first thing I'll do is go to my ancestor altar and pray and ask for clarity.
It could be saying you really need to take a good look at yourself too.
Yeah, self-reflection. Be the mirror. I would be like, what the hell are y'all talking about? That would be me.
I think it means to reflect out what you want to bring in. You know, if you want to be rich, stop living like you're poor. Or budget, you know, or whatever. You know, stop spending all your money if you want to be rich. Rich people don't spend money. They hoard that shit and they stingy with it. That's why they're rich. Some of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, a good majority of them. But yeah, it sounds more like self-reflection. There's been times in dreams where I've seen myself in alternate realities. You know, like in one I was a teacher, the other one I was a lawyer. I've been a mill. These could be definitely other realms or dimensions that I'm seeing myself in, or they could actually be different aspects of what I could have been in this lifetime.
Yeah, somebody was saying earlier too that one of their ancestors came to them in a dream and said that they were going to be working in a hotel. Where's it at? I know I saw it.
Well, I know the ancestors definitely guide. They give you messages. Yeah. So for some people, yeah, could be with career.
Oh, yeah. Dreaming about your future self. Okay, well, it seems to be slowing down. Do you have anything else to add?
No, you know, I was thinking I had a dream like that too, where I was older and I had 2 grandkids. And I remember living felt like the country or something. So that's interesting because I never really paid much attention to the dream. But I wonder if that was some type of premonition of my older self.
Yeah, pay attention to that stuff. You know, all my stuff, I'll be like calling you up, telling you everything that happened.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, when somebody tries to throw a bad juju, I always wake up feeling attacked, and sooner or later the person will be revealed. Yeah, I remember having a dream about a trash bag that was floating in the wind. And the closer it got to my head, it turned into a witch, a black witch. It was somebody I knew on Facebook. And I got up and I pulled cards, and sure enough, she was doing some fuckery.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of times what's done in the dark will come to the light, especially when your spirits see things, you know. It would be nice if they just stopped the symbolism and just kind of, you know, flash the person's picture like, this is the bitch that you're going to have to worry about this week. But no, they had to make her a trash bag in the wind and the leaves and all that shit. And I'm in the dream trying to figure out what the hell it is.
Right.
And then she finally comes in and shows her face. And I'm like, y'all could have did this 2 minutes ago. 2 minutes ago. But maybe, I don't know. Maybe they had to work my mind into it. I'm not sure. But yeah, I agree with you, Rob. A lot of times, too, we do get attacked in our dreams. I've had dreams where there was a crow that was flying at my head, and then when it got closer, it was a vulture trying to peck in my head, open my head up, and that was definitely a spiritual attack.
That sounds like the Morgan, like somebody sent the Morgan after you.
Ah. It was interesting though, but I think too, they will show you your enemies. Even if you go to sleep, before you go to sleep, ask your ancestors or your guides to show you what you need to see, and pay attention. Pay attention to the dream, because they will. If you ask them to show you, it may take you a couple of times to interpret what it really is.
But when it hits you, it's going to be an oh my God moment.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. I think Taylor's getting ready to go to her class.
That's what I was going to say. I know you had to drop her off. Well, this was very interesting. Thank you guys so much for sharing your dreams and your thoughts. I loved it. I loved it because a lot of us are having similar things.
Yep.
It's interesting.
Do you want to show that video real fast of the door?
Oh, yeah. You can show it real fast at the haunted hotel.
Uh-huh. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh, Vake wants to know, what's the Morgan?
The Morgan is a goddess. She
lived in the time of Merlin, right?
Well, he taught her, and the fairies also taught her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it will take a long, long time to explain everything that the Morgan is about. But she comes in as a black raven or a crow. That's her like thing. So.
And that could be the telltale sign of who the worker is, if you know that person works with that particular practice or works with that deity.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So the person could be telling off on themselves by what they use.
Definitely.
That's just like people that dream of the Gede all the time, and they're like, yeah, I think the Gede want to work with me. The Gede want to work with me. And I was like, what were the Gede doing in the dream? Oh, well, they were dancing around me and spitting fire at me. I was like, yeah, that don't sound too good. Sounds like somebody's working with the dead to come after you. So pay attention to deities and things that show up that you don't work with, because it could be what the other person is using.
Yeah. Well, do you guys want to see that video from the haunted hotel? It's only like 1 minute.
Yeah, pull it up and then so you can go.
All right, I'll pull it up and then I'll lead us out. So, okay, guys, we're gonna go. Love you bunches. All right, here goes. Okay, Tonya, you want to go show them the thing? Let's go show them the thing.
Girl,
I think you too excited.
yeah, you better hope that people don't open the door.
Yo, check this out. Check this out. And that's not wind. There's no air vent, nothing. But check it. It just keeps rattling all night.
The ghost is like, let me in.
Right?
And they were in there giggling.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're having a good time.
Do not disturb. They rocking so hard. The damn signs rocking. All right. We just wanted to show y'all the haunted hotel. It really is haunted. Talk to you later. Bye.
Oh that was so funny. And then people were just in their room giggling, having the best time. I was like, they don't even know.
All right. We will see you guys next Sunday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Is it Standard Time, Daylight Time, whatever time, Texas time? How about that? Yeah, Texas time. So we'll see you then. Talk to you later.
Bye.